Welcome to the Attraction Advantage. My name is Russ Lagan, and I am here today with, if you were on a scale of 1 to 10, this man is a 12, Frank Panunto.
That is so much better than what I've gotten in the past. I've gone from the Loch Ness Monster to Bigfoot to now I'm a 12. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what scale we're looking at, but thank you so much,
There
Russ.
you go. You're quite
so
welcome.
great to be with you again, my brother.
I mean that. You are one of my favorite people in the world, and I'm so blessed to be able to do this with you. Today we have on our podcast the one and only Jordan Hill. Not only is she amazing, she's doing amazing things. And if you haven't met her husband, Mike, go to your local comedy club, because that's one funny dude.
Yeah, he's good.
That's my kind of guy, right? Everything's funny to him, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be annoying as hell at home.
Yeah, sometimes I have to get him in the zone for a serious conversation. Takes a while.
Yeah, and don't get him started on pickleball. Yeah, don't get him started on pickleball.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's doing that right now.
Good stuff. Well, give us a little background. Like, tell us where your business is at right now. What do you do? What do you specialize in? Where did you come from?
Awesome. So we are from Oregon. My husband Mike and I are team leaders of Hilltop Property Group.
Yeah.
Right now we have 11 amazing agents on our team.
How many non-amazing agents do you have?
0.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely 0. Yeah.
Right.
We have 43 agents and 11 of them are amazing.
amazing.
Okay, good. That would be a normal brokerage.
Yeah. No, I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. And so we are right now out of about 120 Oregon teams. We ended at number 22. We're about number 26 today.
Nice.
It's great.
But we're going up. We're going to be number 1, so we're just working on it.
I sent you a note. I'm like, I'm rooting for you to be top 10.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the top 10 people are like, why are you rooting for her over me?
Oh.
You're going to have to bump somebody, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we can all win, because if you're all top 10 and everybody's killing it, why not, right?
That's right. But, little competition, because I'm rooting for them, too, so we're all on the same team. But
I want them to win.
Exactly.
But I'm still going to beat you.
Yeah. And so I do primarily the team leader and agent attraction, because agents that we bring to EXP, most of the time, they're not on Hilltop Property Group.
Yep.
So, which works great for everybody. I do primarily team lead. Mike does primarily production, our personal production.
Good.
That way I can pour into the team, the community.
Perfect.
My happy place is in-person special events.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that you started building a pretty big organization here. And you seem to specialize in that.
Yes.
You specialize in the face-to-face. You seem to be more comfortable there.
Yes.
And having these, like you said, masterminds and, IRLs. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes. So when I'm in person with others, my favorite thing is when I'm around those that I just genuinely enjoy being around. And so I know my target agent and vibe and type of event. And so it makes me a better agent, makes me a better leader, and I can pour into them. So I love it.
Do you feel like you're at your best when you're pouring into other people?
Yes.
Do you feel that too?
Yes, but I have to remember to also let myself be poured into.
Oh.
And I can still support those that are pouring into me. So it's not just a take, and then I pour into others.
Wow.
It's my responsibility.
Love that. So are you purposeful on who you invite to these events? Because do you feel like you're talking about you have to vibe with them and you want to be able to pour into them? Are you very specific on who you invite? Is it an invite-only thing?
It is open to everybody.
Okay.
Because I do relay who I am and my mission and my purpose and my personality on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So I want everybody to see, because those that I haven't met yet, I want them to be attracted to it, and that does work.
Right.
And then when I do the personal reach outs and really tell those agents, I would love to see you there. Like that would make my day. So I do purposely reach out to them.
So it's being intentional to make sure you're inviting people, the right people for the right reasons, right?
Yes.
And you genuinely really do want to make a difference. It's not about like, come here and I'm going to put you in a headlock and give you a wedgie until you join.
Right,
Exactly.
that's not what it's about. I don't talk about EXP at literally any of these events.
Good.
Because it's not about that right away. Like right away, it's building the relationship, supporting them, helping them be better, and cheerleading for them, and then it naturally happens.
Seems to be a very common theme with our guests, doesn't it, Russ? With all the people who are successful in attraction, there's a common thread, isn't there?
Yeah, it seems like, when we talk about attraction a lot, the attraction advantage is actually adding value consistently. And a lot of people say, well, Russ, I'm doing attraction. I'm like, it kind of looks like you're chasing people and clunking them over the head and dragging them back to your cave. That's not really attraction if you're chasing people. So it's the inviting and adding value and intentionally trying to make the business a better place. And
Yes.
people are going to put their hand up and say, you know what, I want more of that. I want to be around that. Mm-hmm. So how do you organize the event themselves? Like, do you have people do an Eventbrite, or are you doing handwritten notes, invitation? Like, how do you do that? Like,
Yes.
What's your preferred way?
Yes. So first, of course, I plan what the event will be.
Okay.
I typically have 2 to 3 objectives of it. That's important because that depends on how I run it, who I invite, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So I find out the objective. I make sure it's more than one, so I'm accomplishing several
Right.
things. And then I plan the event, and I always try 100% of the time to do something that no one else in the market has done before. Something that is fun. It's not just a dry class in a hotel.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Conference room. That works for some people sometimes, of course, but I'm looking for vibes with lights and drinks and coffee and like that warm, cozy atmosphere.
I'm picturing like a Ferris wheel. You're doing like, watch this.
Very cozy.
Like, this is cool, man. We did this training. It was on a Ferris wheel. We kept going round
I mean,
and
I'm
round on
down.
the same music.
That's the music in his head all day.
Yeah,
long.
It is a circus
I
in
can
here.
see that.
Did you see the inside of my coat over there? That's pretty much my brain on drugs. So
Yeah, there you
they're
go.
like the outside's blue and the inside's like a freaking party going on inside. That's how I recharge myself.
Business on the outside,
Yes,
party
on the inside. Yeah.
So let me ask you, because you have these very successful events. So talk about the follow-up.
After the event?
Yeah. So what happens then?
Do
So-
you and how do you?
Yeah.
Yes. So I send out a survey and ask
Good.
for
That's
feedback.
interesting.
Nice.
Yes.
I haven't heard that yet.
First time
Well,
for me
I
too.
learned it when I was on staff at EXP because EXP does that. And I
Right.
of course, was staff for 4
Right.
years. So
Yeah.
I learned so much wisdom was
Yeah.
poured into me, by the way, EXP leadership
that
poured
one-
into me.
Wow.
That note got lost when we got transferred in.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
It's-
know we do surveying, but
And when you're
for-
busy, it's easy to,
Yeah, but for doing a local event though, like I've done, how many events have we done? Like,
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And I've never had anybody say, "Hey, send out a survey and ask people what they thought." I mean, that's brilliant. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Yes.
we're gonna revive that. So thank you for that big fist
Oh,
bump there.
yeah,
Boom.
good.
I love
well,
that.
And about half of my questions are asking how they felt during it in different ways.
Yes.
Because everybody has that content. Yes, I have great speakers or
Yeah.
panels. Yes,
Yes.
there is great content and they walk away
Yes.
with tangible value.
Yes.
Half my questions are, how did you feel?
Right.
What did you think of the
Right.
environment? How did,
Right.
it's those questions, and I have great feedback on those. So I use that. There's areas that
Priceless.
and so,
Priceless.
and it's some of those, the answers, I have literally gotten teary-eyed because there are individuals that for different reasons, society shuns them,
Yeah.
or they are viewed as different. And
Yeah.
when they say, I'm going to cry now, when they say that they felt welcomed with open arms, that's just like life-changing.
I have to assume the response rate on that's got to be pretty high.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is. It is really high. People
brilliant.
like to share that, and I truly listen to them.
You know, Jordan, I think you fall into something that I've been saying a lot more lately, and I just wrote a chapter in a book, and part of that is about this. A lot of people are saying, like, Russ, I'm having trouble getting people to do something. And I said, if you can't make them feel something, you can't
Yeah.
get them to do anything. But if
Right.
you can make them feel something, you can get them to do almost anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? I mean, within boundaries, of course. But
Yeah.
But it's that creating a feel. So I think a lot of people are like, I created a great event, but did you create a feel? Did you see Jesse? Ips?
The speaker.
I came up short. Jesse, yeah,
Phenomenal.
That dude started off, and he created a feel right out of the gate. There was a feel and a vibe and a flavor to that. It was information.
He's
and
one of the best I've ever
education.
seen.
Dude, that guy's. I took notes.
He's 1 or 1A.
I want to be that guy.
He was phenomenal.
I'm going to send that guy a handwritten note thanking him for opening my eyes to a different way of doing all of that stuff. So for you, you're creating a feel, and that feel is being fed back through your feedback and through your questionnaire. Fantastic.
But when you've developed that field, then you developed an experience.
Yes.
Then when you develop an experience,
Yes.
you then develop a relationship.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's what you're doing that's a hell of a recipe.
It's so much
I love
fun.
that.
It does not feel like work. I'm very passionate about it. So.
We knew you were amazing, but that is like grassroots, super freaking amazing stuff. And I know you borrowed it, but I'll tell you what, that's the cool part is you borrowed it and you used it and you
You own
leveraged
it.
it. And now you brought it back around and we're going to use that. We're going to be encouraging people
I'm
to do
so
that too.
glad.
That is
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah,
So what else
awesome.
do you do for follow-up? So survey is one thing, and then you do follow-up. What does follow-up look like? It's just that constant staying in communication contact with everybody that you've touched?
Oh, yeah. So I have a spreadsheet from all past
Nice.
attendees. And, well, I
Good.
mean, I do Eventbrite, like you mentioned. I do Eventbrite, so that has all my
Yep.
past attendees
Perfect.
converted to a spreadsheet.
Yep.
I'm adding to it every
Yep.
time. And so I reach out. A lot of times it's a video. I say them by name. And so.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. And so
yeah.
they know I'm not copying and pasting
Yeah.
everything. And
Yes.
then I just make sure they know that I want them specifically there. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times people go, they won't miss me.
Yeah.
She's obviously hosting these events.
yes.
Who am I?
Yes.
And so if I can get them there, they always,
Yes.
it's life changing for them. So,
And
yeah.
then when does it turn into a conversation with them?
So when I do the follow
Is that
up,
part of the questionnaire?
no, it's not. It should be.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
wondering.
right.
Maybe or maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I tend to invite them to more intimate masterminds and get togethers at that point.
Next level, right.
Yeah, and then coffee.
I'm
Gotcha.
kind of more of a fan of add value, and just know you're there to talk. And then when they've
Yeah.
got something they reach, then I grab their hand and pull.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
if you
what I'm
do that
saying,
survey and listen, there's a ton of sales trainers out there. They're going to be like, Ross, you suck. You can't tell people that. You got to have a call to action on everything.
Yeah,
and
I
I
don't
will
think
tell you
so.
what, there's a lot of stuff I see a call to action on it. And when I see the call to action, that is
Mm-hmm.
to me the note to inaction.
Yeah.
That is like my signal. Okay, I'm out. This guy's just selling
That's
me
how
something.
I'm thinking
He's
about
trying
it.
to get
Yeah.
her
something.
story because
Yeah.
it's like, how'd you feel? What did it
Yeah.
do? But if at the end it says, you want to get together and talk about EXP or whatever it may be, it's like,
Right.
there's the sales
Yeah.
pitch.
Yeah.
And it's not that at all because that
Yeah.
wasn't your intention.
Yeah.
Your intention was to bring value.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's why I asked that question specifically. I'm on your page where I would
Yeah.
not put that in there.
And listen, hey, like whatever works for you, right? So
Yeah.
for you, again,
Everybody's
you know,
different.
we talk a lot about being authentic. We just talked about that in a previous podcast.
Yep.
Being
Yeah.
authentic, and that authentic thing for me is I want to be that. So true attraction is I'm going to put up a flag, and like I'll put up a flag that says hamburgers, and I know everybody that stands by a flag. Guess what they want? Hamburgers every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of putting that flag up. But if I'm going around like, hey, you want a hamburger? You want a hamburger? You want a hamburger? You want a hamburger? People are like, no, man, like leave me alone. I'm a vegan. like,
Yeah.
And you get that kind of stuff. It's like, so put that flag up and be very clear on what you are, and you're more likely to attract that. And you're going to attract the quality and the people to you that you want to have around you, and you're going to have the people that are more authentically aligned with you too.
Absolutely, yeah. And one thing I will say too is I love getting sponsors, local sponsors, businesses that I want to
Yeah.
collaborate, and I
Oh,
have
love
tiers
that.
so that way for $50 they
Yeah.
can be a sponsor,
Yeah.
and I can highlight them.
Yeah.
They invite their sphere,
Yes.
and it's just a beautiful
Yes.
thing that happens. So
Yes.
that's one of my favorite things.
And
as well.
promoting other people's businesses is great too, right?
love
so
it.
for a small fee, you're able to promote other
Love
people's
doing
business.
it.
There are people looking for opportunities for that.
Yeah.
Right?
For
so you're
sure.
actually being able to bless your community too.
Yes.
And push your community and promote your community.
Yes.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Got a great recipe, girl.
Thank
I love
you.
that.
I'm
That's
why
loving
it's
it.
working.
Always improving,
I
but
love that.
That's
yeah.
why it's working.
So attraction through being awesome and events, that would be Jordan Hill's mantra and her method of ways of doing things. I couldn't be any more proud of you.
Thank you.
We love to see how you roll. We're super, super, super proud to work with you and aligned with you. And part of the reason you're on one of the top 10, our first podcast, you're in the top
Yay!
first 10. So
Oh my gosh,
you
cool.
made the list for a reason. So Frank said, hey, I'm going to invite Jordan. I'm like, yes, let's go. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate your time here today. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you,
You are
Paul.
simply amazing.
All right.
Thank you. Keep on keeping on.
All right, so if you like that podcast, like and subscribe us on your favorite podcast channel. My name's Russ Lag, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
See y'all.
Bye.